And I go, man, we actually live this life. I go, how awesome is it? 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, we made a decision to say yes. And it changed our lives, you know. This is where we're getting ready to go. I'm leaving April 13th to go to Eleuthera in the Bahamas. We're staying right there. Lenny Kravitz lives like right there. There's one house in between us. I swear, that's really where it is, right? And this is the house. I was just showing Art, dude. I go, man, we're going to have such a good time, right?
Oh.
It's literally right on the beach. This is our view. This ain't cheap. You can go look it up tonight, right? I was just telling Gary and Art, we're getting ready. Last Floyd Mayweather fight, we sat ringside. You can see this is Muhammad Ali, my hero. And I've always had his picture hanging in my office. And you can see how close we were sitting to him, right ringside. We had better seats than Paris Hilton, right? And just barely. Floyd's getting ready to fight again May 4th. He's my favorite fighter, Floyd Mayweather, and you can argue all you want, he's undefeated. But he's my favorite fighter, and so we got ringside tickets again. We're getting ready to go see it ringside. I'm so excited about it. And look, I know you don't care about me. You want to know what's in it for you. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that the biggest effects in your life will be the decisions you make and the people you associate with. See, someone wasn't sitting in a dark room one day and say, you know, I'm going to create this saying called birds of a feather flock together, and it's going to catch on. No. You know what happened is they started realizing that the people you surround yourself with eventually is who you're going to become. You show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You give me the top 5 people you hang out with and I'll show you your average income. See, it's no different. See, I want you to understand that if we looked like this group of people, y'all would have left already. And it's okay, you can laugh. My wife gives me, I tell everybody all the time, right, this guy looks like the Unabomber. She looks like she's a polygamist, for sure. Hey, can you imagine if Art Martinez looked like this dancing up here on the stage? Right? Nobody. Now imagine if this was us and we said, hey guys, join us, but we ain't got no money. Just join us. We don't have any money, but if you join us, maybe one day we're going to change the world. But we don't have any money to pay you in the meantime. This group of people actually did a meeting just like that, just like this tonight, time and time and time again. And as soon as they got to the point where they said, we don't have any money, I'm sorry, but we'll give you some percentage of the company, people would leave. You don't have any money? Well, they should have, because this is the founding group of Microsoft, and that's Bill Gates. And that's Paul Allen, the 3rd richest man in the world. You guys know who Bill Gates is. Paul Allen owns the 1st and 3rd largest yacht in the world. He also owns the Portland Trail Blazers. Big mistake or little mistake to say no to these guys?
Big mistake.
Huge mistake. Right? So let me ask you, would you recognize your opportunity if it found you? See, think about this. See, these guys sold their restaurant for $2.7 million in 1961. That was a lot of money in 1961. Most of you guys would have said, man, I hit it big. And that's what these guys did. And they hit it big. And see, they sold their restaurant to a guy at the time who was 58 years old, diabetic, and was cross-eyed. Never had any success in his life. He had never really made more money than minimum wage, and he was 58 years old. Buys a restaurant for $2.7 million and dies in 1984 with a net worth of $1.7 billion. See, understand that these guys sold out cheap. See, they thought they were getting something good, but didn't realize they could have had something great. And most of you tonight are going to say, man, well, I got a good job, or I'm okay, and I need to think about it. And you sell out good for what you could do that was great. Just like when I got recruited the night, there was a room just like this. Everybody was packed in, and as far as I know, I'm the only guy decided to win in that room. Why? We all had the same opportunity, same city, same product, same everything. Why me and not them? Because I said yes. That's the story of McDonald's. How about this guy, Ron Wayne? Ron Wayne worked with Steve Jobs at Atari before Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded Apple Computer on April 1st, 1976. Ron Wayne owned 10% of Apple. He owned more of Apple than Steve Jobs owned. In fact, he's the guy that drew the first Apple logo. He also wrote the first training manual. And he lives at a single-wide trailer today in Pahrump, Nevada. Why? Because he sold his interest back to Steve Jobs and Wozniak 12 days after the total of $2,300. He got back $2,300. He gave them $2,000. They gave him $2,300 to buy him out 12 days later because he went home and told his wife that he was going to go into business with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and start a computer company. And she said, what, are you crazy? If they take out debt, you're going to be responsible for 10% of it. Go get your money back. He went home like a little girl with his tail between his legs. I'm sorry, honey.
Whew.
I need my money back. Had he stayed on, he'd be worth $65 billion today.
Oh my gosh.
He would be the richest man in the world. But see, he had no vision. See, he sold out cheap for what could have changed his life, his kid's life. He could have changed his community, could have changed his church. Bill Gates has given $30 billion in research for the cure of AIDS. And in the last 6 months, they've cured 2 babies of AIDS. And most people don't know, but Bill Gates, he's given more money himself than the rest of the world combined to the research of AIDS. See, the most selfish thing in the world you can ever do is make 50 grand a year or 100 grand a year. You want to know why? Because you can't help anybody on 100 grand a year.
Mm-hmm.
But you make 65 billion, you could change a friggin' world. Right? How about these 2 guys? They started a restaurant in 1960 for $500. Tom and James. James wanted a new car. His brother had the new car. So he says, I'll tell you what, I'll give you my half of the company if you give me your car. He goes, done. Well, dumb mistake, because Tom sold that company in 1998 for $1 billion. That's Domino's. See, you guys think all these people were so special when they started. They started a company for $500, hoping it would work, hoping people wanted a pizza. How about this? Ron Raymond. He started Victoria's Secret after feeling embarrassed trying to purchase lingerie for his wife, which is why it was called Victoria's Secret, because he was a man that owned the company. See, in 1982...
That's awesome.
Some of you guys just learned that, right? In 1982, after 5 years of operation, he sold his company for $4 million. So he took that $4 million, started a child's retail store, it went bankrupt in 1986. He lost everything. In 1990, Victoria's Secret was worth $1 billion. He couldn't handle it, so in 1993, he jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh my gosh.
And in fact, if you've seen the movie Social Network, Ron Raymond's referenced by Sean Parker, the founder of Napster, to show Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, the danger of underestimating a successful idea. Today, they're both billionaires. See, let me tell you something. Some of you guys aren't going to understand how powerful it is. Look, we went public 3 years ago. Our company's stock is up 120%.
Oh my God,
we're in the largest industry in the world. We're the largest term life insurance, the largest mutual fund sales organization in the world. There's nobody bigger than us. And we're just getting started. And some of you guys are going to say, well, I don't know. And I just encourage you to remember what this guy said about underestimating a successful idea. Let me tell you something, my friends, a lot of them when I first got started, they wish they would have listened to me early on. Because today they can't find a job. And they would have been financially independent. So there's somebody sitting in this crowd that I don't know who it is, but you could be the next winner. Exactly. And I don't know who this is. I want you to put your face right there in front of that question mark. You sitting in that chair, everybody out there. And you have 2 choices tonight. The first one is you can end up like all these other guys did.
Oh no.
Or you can end up with freedom, living the life of your dreams, dream home, dream cars, private schools, giving to the charities you want, having complete freedom. I don't know what freedom means to you. Some people like cars and things. Other people give it all away. I don't know what it is for you. But see, look, Wayne Dyer said there's no scarcity of opportunity to make a living at what you love. There's only scarcity of resolve to make it happen.
Dang.
Let me ask you, are you willing to do the work to make it happen? See, you don't take any talent here. That's why I know some of you walk into this room and you go, look at some of these guys. I started Primerica, and I'll never forget when my wife and I first started, I sat at this table, this guy was making $300 grand a year in Primerica. And we got back to our hotel room, I go, babe, did you see if that guy can make $300? We gotta get rich. He is the goofiest looking guy I've ever seen in my life. And then I realized that, hey, look, all it takes is resolve, which is a work ethic and a desire. Look, the one thing we can't teach in this business is desire. So if you don't have a desire to be somebody special, then we're not looking for you. But if you've ever in your life said, you know what, if you've asked God to give you a chance, if you've asked somebody, man, I just want to win, I just need a chance somewhere, somehow, some way, that's all it takes is that desire. And Jackson Brown Jr. said, nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. I'm going to close with this. Steve Seibold, he wrote 177 mental toughness secrets for the world class. This is a good, smart guy to listen to because he studied The world class of America, which means he studied the 0.001%, which means you had to be about worth $100 million to even interview with this guy. And then he wrote a book, 177 chapters. They're all one page on what he learned. And he wrote this book. And here's what he said. He said, the new era is upon us. From 2012 to 2018, more new millionaires will be created than in the last 20 years combined. While the economy has most people paralyzed, the great ones are reloading, re-strategizing, and tapping their creative power to dream up solutions to a host of brand new problems. Look, folks, is there brand new problems out there in our country today?
Yeah.
And we got the answers for them. So while the middle class is job hunting, the world class is idea hunting. So if you've ever dreamed of being rich, get excited and get busy. Your family fortune awaits you. See, if you came here tonight, I know at some point in your life you wanted to do something special. Look, and it doesn't benefit me either way if you go win. But it benefits you. And all I know is 7 years ago, I decided to make a decision to say yes. And I hope there's somebody in this room that says, you know what? Maybe I could. Maybe I could do something special in my life. Maybe this is my shot. But you'll never know unless you take a shot. You'll never know. I'll tell you one way to guarantee your failure in life. Just don't take a shot. Look, we're building a volunteer army, and I promise you this with everything inside of me. 5 years, if you don't take a shot, you're going to look back and regret it and say, man, I can't get away from a Primerica office. I wish back then I would have listened. Promise.
Let's do it.
So I hope you decide to make a decision. I hope you thank the person that brought you, because I promise it will change your life if you take advantage of it. So I want to thank you guys for having me. Let's go.